I'm James.
I'm Jake.
We're here with Falcons Fury Harley-Davidson, and today, because of the coronavirus, we're going to show you how to correctly wash your hands. Jake, after you, sir. Let me just put this down so we can get in there. It is important to roll your sleeves up.
Get the water temperature correct. A little warm, but not too hot. So, I like to get a little water on.
Okay, teach me how to do this.
Get a little water in, man. Alright. You want some soap?
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you. Some soap.
Thank you.
Right. And then you're going to scrub and rub. Just like any other time.
We do this too.
Yeah. I like to put my fingers in my fingers and just squish them together real tight. That's nice. And you scrub over them, you know. Get a little bit of soap on your fingernails because coronavirus lives there. Right? And then you gotta give them a little water, hydrate them up a little bit. Right. You get them in there.
And how long do we do this for?
As long as you can stand. I mean, till management says seriously, you've got to stop.
Because I'm done. I'll be honest, I'm done. We're doing that.
I'm not done. I mean, you gotta keep going. I've heard nothing from powers that be saying to stop. This is how you prevent coronavirus.
So there you go, folks. Now we're just kidding. We're gonna go ride bikes, of course.
Hell yeah. Matter of fact.
Alright chaps, well I hope you enjoyed our hand washing tutorial. I hope it was enlightening and educational. So today we have another comparison for you. We have the Softail Slim against the Softail Slim. However, these are different motorcycles. Jake?
Well, we're looking again at twin cam platform versus Milwaukee 8. Lightly modified, of course. Now, as you'll notice, this has Reinhardt slip-ons, this has Crusher slip-ons. It's both really good looking sets of bars. I haven't picked a favorite yet.
No, and this is the kind of modification that most people that buy motorcycles from us are going to do. Slip-on exhaust, almost the first thing everyone does. Bars, another very popular modification, and these are two of what I would say are probably the most popular, the ape hanger bars and the slip-ons. It just gives it that nice sound.
And a great feel.
Great feel. Speaking
almost
of which,
mandatory.
Fire this fella up. This is how the Reinhardt sounds. It's louder. It's louder. So there you can sort of hear the difference between the refinement of the Milwaukee 8 and the brashness, there we go, the brashness of the 103. I was going to say harshness, but that's not right. It's a brash motor. It's a sort of, it's an old school motor, and we're going to take them for a ride. And when we get off them, we'll tell you what we think is different about them, what we think is better about each. And as most of you know, I do ride a Slim as my personal motorcycle, so I love these. I have a 2020 Slim, and I love it. I love the look. It looks like a 1950s motorcycle, but it's modern. It's just a really sweet looking motorcycle. So with that out of the way, we'll see you on the other side.
Here we go.
Alright, so we are off on the Slims, my all-time favourite Harley-Davidson motorcycle. I'm starting out on the twin cam Slim, the 103, in this really nice black, white and red paint colour. It's really, really sharp. Absolutely beautiful day, the perfect day to ride motorcycles. Now, things I love about the Slim. Why do I love it so much? I love it because of how it looks. It looks like a traditional Harley-Davidson. When you think of a Harley-Davidson motorcycle, you think of a Slim. You might not know it, but that's what you're thinking of. You've got that big tank, sort of low-down seat. They're just absolutely fantastic looking. And these both have the ape hanger bars on, which, if you watch the channel a lot, you know I'm not a massive fan of them. I prefer slightly lower bars, but they're okay on this. They actually work really well, and they are comfortable. which is convenient because we're about to hit the bridge and we always talk about comfort on the bridge. I'm on the twin cam, but I do, as I say, and I'm probably going to say a lot because I love my motorcycle, I own a 2020 Harley-Davidson Slim. Comfort-wise, Slims are fantastic because anybody can ride one of these. You can be tall, like myself, you can be short, like Jake, you can be, we can't say fat anymore, can we? But you can be a larger person, big boned. You ever seen a fat skeleton? I didn't think so. But anyway, the Slim is just perfect. It's low to the ground. It's got the floorboards instead of the pegs. It's just extremely comfortable. Anybody can get on this motorcycle and ride it. It really is superb. It's a magical cruising motorcycle. Like right now, we're just going down the road. It's like 80 degrees. It's just beautiful. You just don't have a care in the world, and that is what motorcycling is all about, and that is what the Slim delivers in spades. Now, specifically the 103 that I'm on right now, it's fine. You know, as Jake was saying earlier, it's the engines on these are both. I think he said they were rubber mounted, something like that. Anyway, they have low vibration, right? They don't vibrate very much, so both of them provide a very, very smooth ride. Now, I already know that the Milwaukee 8 is a lot more powerful than this, and I suspect as soon as I get on it, I'm going to be able to tell, because trying to keep up with Jake right now, it's not difficult, but I've got to twist the throttle a little bit more than I would on my own motorcycle per se. 103 is still a fantastic engine. Engine brakes, absolutely fantastic, not a problem at all. This exhaust, this crusher exhaust on these sounds wicked. It is absolutely fantastic. You feel it right in your chest. It's brilliant. Yeah, right there. It's just I just don't have as much power as I have on the Milwaukee 8, and that, you know, obviously that's, you're gonna find that, aren't you? The Milwaukee 8's a much bigger engine than this. It's much more powerful, so you are gonna definitely notice that. So as far as maneuverability of these two motorcycles, on this one first, it feels fantastic, but I know that when I get on the Milwaukee 8 engine, that whole platform, that whole Softail platform has been changed up. I know it's going to handle even better than this one. But if you were just getting on this one first time out, this is a very, very capable motorcycle. It's a lot of fun. It just makes riding a pleasure on cruisers like this, and this is why cruisers are so popular, particularly this new Softail lineup, or any Softail really. They're just absolutely fantastic to get out in the sun when it's nice and warm out. You can just cruise on these and you just don't have a care in the world, particularly when you've got slip-ons on like this. You've got that noise, you've got the wind coming at you, you've got the engine behind you, or the exhaust behind you. It's just great. There is no better place to be in the world. Talk about social distancing. This is it. This is the absolute best way to do it. And there are no cars on the road right now, so if you ride and you're watching this, get on your motorcycle right now and go out for a ride, because nobody's out on the roads. It's brilliant. So corner in there. Now I just know from riding the newer models, the Milwaukee 8 just corners a little bit easier, and it's hard. It's not really a tangible thing. I can't put into words why it is, but the frame is just more. It just works better, you know. And I think that's what everyone said about the new Milwaukee 8 platforms. Is the frame is a significant step up from the old Softails, and you can really feel it on the corners, like back there. It's just more. I don't know, you feel like you have more control. I think that's probably got a lot to do with the suspension in the rear now is significantly improved. It makes the ride much more compliant, but along with that, it also makes turning in a lot more easier. And one other thing I'm noticing on the 103 Slim that I'm on right now, it sits a lot lower than the new ones. The new ones do sit up. It's probably not a massive amount. You're probably looking maybe an inch or so, but you can feel it. It feels different. So new construction corner. You know, they just go around them easily. Of course, I mean it's just fantastic. I hope that you're enjoying watching this as much as we're enjoying making it, because it is just gorgeous out here. You know what? I'm just gonna shut up for just a second and let you enjoy the scenery. It's beautiful, and the engine. Okay, so we're coming up to our changeover point now. I get to go on the Milwaukee 8. I already know what to expect on it, but I'm still looking forward to it because, like I say, this is one of those rides when you just sort of want to say, you know what, let's just do it again. Let's go round the circuit again, or let's just go somewhere else. It's just absolutely beautiful out. I already know that Jake is going to like this one better. That's just how he is. He likes the twin cam. He likes the brashness of it. He likes how they are. He just loves these motorcycles. And I already know I'm gonna like the other one. You good? All right. All right. Okay. So right off the bat, it's a lot quieter. Now I know that has everything to do with the slip-ons rather than the engine itself, but this is a lot quieter. Oh, and it is a lot more powerful. That is a pretty significant difference, actually. I didn't realize it was going to be quite that big a difference. I thought, yeah, you feel a bit more power, but no, that's a pretty massive difference between power. And as far as the vibrations go, I actually do think this one is a little smoother. I know there's not much in it, but I think the Milwaukee 8 just runs a little bit smoother. And I'm sure. Oh, are you going to stop, Owen? Okay. The Milwaukee 8, it just runs smoother. I know that's down to the suspension and the way the frame's built on these things, but I think the engine is obviously a much smoother engine as well, so it just all translates to a much more relaxed ride, much more, it's a modern ride. It feels like a modern motorcycle, and I think that's what I love about the Slims. I said it earlier, but they look old-fashioned, but they're not. You know, this has got ABS, it's a thoroughly modern motorcycle, LED headlights, everything. Yeah, to my ear, this is a more pleasing sound. The 103 with that crusher exhaust sounds great. It does sound great, but I think for the long distance, you know, if you're riding for a long time, this is just a much more pleasant ride. I think I'm getting old because I'm starting to like my motorcycles quieter and quieter. I think that's the first sign of getting old, isn't it? When you go, oh, that's too loud, turn it down. I'm getting that way with exhaust a little bit. We knew this day would come, but I just didn't know it would come this soon. Yeah, there is a lot more power on tap here. It's just, I mean, if you just give it some, like, it goes. It's a nice bumpy road there. I need to fix that. So let's see. Yeah, I mean, it just passes it so easily, and it's a much more linear power delivery as well. It's much smoother. That band of power just it crests like a lovely hill, rather than coming on all at once. It's a beautiful machine. So unfortunately, we're back at the dealership now, and that means the test ride has come to an end, which is a shame because we could have just gone for hours. I feel it's just absolutely beautiful. But if I was to give you my advice over the Milwaukee 8 and the 103, it really comes down to what you prefer. I definitely am in the Milwaukee 8 camp. I know Jake's going to be in the twin cam camp. That's really hard to say. Try that. The twin cam camp. It's impossible. Anyway, we'll see you up on the top of this, and we'll discuss our final thoughts on these two motorcycles. And as always, going to give Jake a little bump because he loves it.
Alright, so we just got done riding them, Jake. Thoughts on these two? Both Slims, same motorcycle essentially, but the frame has changed, the engine has changed. So what did you feel on them?
So it's kind of exactly what I expected it to be, guys. Honestly, you know, I'd like to sit here and go, okay, well, that's a new Slim, this is an old Slim. There's this huge, tremendous difference, and there is. But to me, I still feel like, and it's exactly what we talked about in the intro video, yeah. I think that is a much more refined motorcycle.
Yeah, of course.
But I also feel like that's what I liked about this one. You know, the twin cam didn't vibrate a lot more, again, because they're balanced motors, but to me, this one just felt, and I think a lot of it too, honestly, is that I'm used to that. You know, I ride old twin cams, I ride old Evos. I'm kicking around a shovel right now. And so I think that I actually enjoy this because this is so modern, it's so nice, and everything about it is so up to date. And you get so much quality for your budget. But with this, I still feel like you're getting a hell of a motorcycle. I don't feel like there's any loss with this.
You see, I'm in the same. I think we always disagree on this, don't we? Because I like the Milwaukee 8. I like the refinement. I like the smoothness. You know, I grew up driving a lot of European motorcycles, so for me, this sort of fits that bill. This was fun. Don't get me wrong. I love it, and your vibration isn't there because it's, you know, like you say, the engines on these, it keeps the vibration down on both of these. For me, though, the power delivery on this, significantly more. You've got a lot more torque. You've got a lot more horses pulling you. I mean, you feel it. Because when we were riding just then, you know, when you were in front, I was having not a hard time keeping up with you, but I had to really crank it to keep up. But as soon as I got on this, it was easy. I mean, I was right there with you the whole time. And I actually think, personally, for me, the frame, I feel the frame is very different. I feel the suspension on this one, it is significantly better. It feels like a more modern, well, it's a more modern motorcycle, and it feels that way. But it still looks like a 1950s motorcycle, which is what I love about the Slim.
Well, and the new monoshock platform,
it's spectacular.
It changes the geometry of the frame significantly, and I have to give credit where credit's due. Harley came to the table with that.
Yeah.
And the other factor too, obviously James is a heavier guy than me, so this may be adjusted suspension-wise for a larger fellow than myself, but this is pretty much set it and forget it. And I think that's why I feel a little closer to ride on this. But I have to, it's exactly what you said. Power delivery with a Milwaukee 8 is unprecedented for Harley-Davidson. We've come a long, long way, guys. Either one is really, really worth the money to me. And normally I have a very stout opinion on where my money would go. But between these two, man, I really don't. It's so hard for me to make that call.
Yeah, well, I'm still that comment, you skinny bastard. If anybody would like to send Jake a sandwich, he's taking sandwiches.
With coronavirus.
Feed this man a sandwich.
COVID-19
All right, guys.
included.
Well, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Cheers. Bye.